Ibrahim from Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, couple of weeks ago, I asked you a question regarding to the parchment. Some verses of Quran written on parchment and ate by a god. You mentioned that we have a concept of abrogation in Holy Quran and there are two types. But I want to know about the divine hikmah behind the type in which we have rulings, but recitation is abrogated. And what is the proof? Where is the proof of this type of abrogation? Barakallahu feek.
Ufikum barakallah. First of all, these issues should be discussed in circles of knowledge between scholars, or at least between students of knowledge. With all due respect, people that do not speak Arabic, do not memorize the Quran, have not done any course or degree in Sharia, it would be illogical to explain this to them because we have to start from scratch. I, as a medical doctor, cannot explain the procedure of a surgery in the spinal cord to someone who is a mechanic or to someone who is a English literature teacher. They don't have the basics. Nevertheless, we've stated that abrogation can be only in recitation while the ruling remains, and it can be in the ruling while the recitation remains, and it can be in both. So when you ask where is the evidence, the sciences of the Quran is a full-fledged science, like the science of tafsir, like the science of hadith, like the science of fiqh. It's called the sciences of the Quran. And I was fortunate to deliver, like 20 years ago, I think, in Chennai, India, Madras, a course, a 2-day course on this science. And I think some of it, or maybe all of it, is online. I don't remember now. Maybe it's on YouTube, maybe. And I've mentioned this in it. So part of recitation of the ruling, while the ayat are still visible and we recite them, for example, the verses of abrogating the ruling on drinking wine or intoxicants. In the beginning, it was stated that do not approach prayer while you are in the state of intoxication. So people kept on drinking as long as there was between Isha and Fajr a long time, and they can sober off before Fajr. Then another verse came stating that they ask you about intoxicants, wine, and gambling. Say that there is a lot of benefit in it and a lot of harm, and the harm outweighs the benefits. So this was first, then the prohibition of praying while in the state of intoxication. Then the last third verse said, فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ, avoid it totally, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, if I recall correctly. So these are the three stages. The verses are in the Quran, but we know the ruling and the sequence of it. So the verses are there, the ruling was abrogated. It can be the opposite. The ruling remains while the recitation is taken and abrogated, as in the case of stoning the adulterers. And this was recited in the Quran, and it was abrogated, but the ruling remained till date. And also, the ruling and the recitation can be uplifted and abrogated, as in the case that it was recited in the Quran that 10 sucklings makes a child the son of the mother suckling it, breastfeeding it. This was abrogated into 5. And both were in the Quran, were abrogated in recitation. But the ruling of the 5 remained. It was not abrogated. The ruling of the 10 was abrogated as a ruling and as a verse of the Quran, and so forth.